Critical Role's Whitney Moore sits down for the most chaotic fireside chat ever, and drops some huge reveals about tyranny and the world of Araman in the process.
Let's eat.
Before we break down exactly what secrets were exposed in this wild fireside chat, please take a second to consider hitting those like and subscribe buttons. It really does help us keep these videos coming, and we always appreciate it. And then, let's talk some tyranny. Whitney Moore sat down for a fireside chat over on Beacon, and when she revealed that no other cast members were in the building for her talk, it explained a lot. Because she was rapid fire answering tons of questions on everything from Campaign 4's secrets to her favorite thrift shops and the most chaotic fireside chat yet. But in the midst of all the delightful chaos, we also learned a lot of new info about tyranny, her relationships, and the world of Araman, so let's break down what we found out. First, let's talk about Tyranny's relationships, because this one was all over the place. When asked who she would pick in a game of F, Marry, Kill, she immediately picked Octus to kill, saying that he was the only character who had ever been flat out mean to Tyranny, and Tyranny had never really forgiven him for that. So with Thimble obsessed with saving Octus now because she thinks he's a big part of Thjazi's master plan, and Tyranny kind of wanting him dead, that's going to be a fun return to the soldiers' table if they do manage to track him down. As for the F part, she said that clearly the answer was Wick. Although oddly, she did go on later to say that Tyranny doesn't actually see Wick as a man, the way that she sees like Cadigan or other authority figures. She sees him as more of a boy. So maybe even Tyranny herself doesn't fully know. And for Mary, she chose no one, saying that Tyranny was a hedonist and a demon and a sinner by nature, and maybe marrying was just not gonna be her thing. We also found out that Tyranny still loves her father, and has a good relationship with him, despite her growing awareness of the world and its people and the fact that he's the literal demon prince of suffering. She also loved that due to Brennan's terrible rolls and the Seekers table's insanely high rolls against them, her sisters are now basically portrayed as failures to the world, although she admits she's still kind of afraid of cruelty. And speaking of Wick, Whitney revealed that Wulfric protecting him instead of letting her protect him, and the jealousy and temper tantrum that it triggered, would be nothing compared to Tyranny's reaction if they happened to go after Wick's long-lost love, the actress who Hal introduced him to. So there are a lot of potential fireworks waiting to go off when the cast returns to Dolmek Yar. Also, Whitney said that while she is incredibly nervous about the idea, at some point she feels like they kind of have to separate Wicander and Tyranny for character growth. But she dreads that moment for both Tyranny in-game and for losing Sam as a scene partner, so at some point this buddy cop movie is going to end. As for Araman, we learned a lot of new info, including that the idea of the Halovars having a contract with the demons was something that was added very last minute in a conversation with Brennan Lee Mulligan and Sam, and that Brennan knows far more about the true nature of that relationship than either Whitney or Sam does. So the true nature of the Halovars' contract with the demons and how deep that runs and what the true purpose is something that's still kind of hidden even from Whitney and Sam at this point, and is something Brennan can kind of spring on them later. But we did learn that demon names are kind of like a hint at their personal destiny, and should they ever figure out what they truly mean, they could potentially roam free across Araman and not need a contract to escape the pit. Also, tieflings might not exist in Araman at all, as Whitney and Brennan aren't sure if demons even procreate, and Whitney considers Tyranny to be closer to something like a homunculus, shaped out of mud with life breathed into it by her demon prince father, so they simply might not be possible in Campaign 4. Whitney also revealed that if Tyranny died, her next character would just be a barbarian, so she could relax from the mental stress of always forgetting to use her hex spell and just bonk people on the head, and that Bolaire of all characters was the one Tyranny would feel most comfortable with if she had to seek safety after being separated from Wick, because they share that whole non-humans trying to create human experiences thing, and confirmed that she is the permanent host of Tailgate, despite confusing Liam for Travis in one of her answers. All in all, this fireside chat was incredibly fun, very enlightening, and pure chaos all at once, and we can't wait to see how some of the secrets and lore drops change the future of the show once Tyranny returns to the table sometime soon. So what do you think? Are you ready for a Tyranny and Bolaire buddy cop adventure after Tyranny and Wick part ways? Let us know down in the comments section, and don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons.